Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to, I think, episode 7 of the totaled Civic Type R rebuild. We have a massive day ahead of us today, a lot of work to get done. And not only that, we do have some very important parts for the car showing up today as well, which is very exciting. 10-second update. Car is ready for some sanding. It's all disassembled. Bumper needs to be disassembled and sanded. Door needs to be disassembled and sanded. And we have one fender left to prep out and a rear flare. The entire door is stripped down. Every little clip is also removed. I know that's not necessary, but it's what I like to do. Unfortunately, all these pieces up here, I can never seem to get those off. I broke all of them on both front and rear doors. The side pieces are like $10 a piece, but this top trim here, the metal one, that one goes for $60 or $70 a piece. So kind of sucks, kind of waste of money. We could have masked it off at the expense of a little bit of blue still being up there. It probably would have been hidden, but I'm trying to do this right. So I decided to pull them anyway, knowing there's a high possibility I'd break everything. Just as I was getting this door 100% finished up, which it is now done, it does need a little bit of primer work, but not a big deal. A package showed up from my boy Dennis, who has the YouTube channel Condor Builds. He bought a wrecked Type R, a completely destroyed Type R, and found out I needed a trans. He pulled his trans. It does have a little bit of damage, and he also pulled out his dash wiring harness as well. So we now have a new transmission for the car, which is exciting. Let's go ahead and open it up, and we need to get it fixed before obviously we can use it, because like I said, it needs some work. Big shout out to Dennis. I appreciate you, brother. I'll have his channel link down below. Go check it out. Yeah, he does some pretty wild rebuilds. All right, that one is much better than ours. Still a pretty big chunk taken off of it. And then a little piece over there as well, which I believe the chunks for the trans are in this bag here. So this is the outer case, this is the inner case. The outer case you can actually buy from Honda. I think I mentioned this before. We could get a replacement outer case if this is unable to be welded. Inner case is on back order with no ETA. I'm gonna see if I can find someone to patch up this trans, hopefully today, so we can get the motor and trans back in the car. The turbo does show up on Thursday or Friday, the new turbo for the car. So as soon as that is in, this car should be driving. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do all the drivetrain work first or finish up all the body work and paint and then drivetrain. Not exactly sure which route I want to go. I guess it all depends on when parts arrive and when we have time to spray out the car, because obviously to paint the car is a lot of work. Was just about to start sanding down the last fender, which is one of the last panels, and the guy that is gonna attempt to weld this trans for me got back to me right away. So let's go ahead and load this guy up in the back of the STI. I wish I had the truck here, but I do not. STI will suffice. Head on down and see if this is manageable. 3 different broken pieces, quite a bit. Trans is dropped off and it should be finished up tomorrow. Just kidding. Went and picked up the trans 2 minutes later after I dropped it off. Well guys, I'm gonna spend the rest of the night most likely pulling this transmission apart because of this giant hole right here. When they were gonna go to grind and clean all this up, it was gonna fill the trans with aluminum shavings, which of course we do not want. So cases gotta come apart. I've never pulled apart a Type R trans before, or any Honda transmission for that matter, in my entire life. So yeah, let's see how this is done. Hopefully it's not too difficult. All right, we got the transmission completely apart, well, not completely, just the case is split. Quite a bit of rust going on down in here. So I kind of want to pull all that apart and clean it as well. We got the trans completely torn apart. There's all the gear sets and everything. It's quite a bit more, appears to be quite a bit more simple than an Evo trans. I'm gonna go through and get all this rusty, nasty gunk out of the cases. And then we need to clean up the area that's gonna be welded as well. I got both cases all cleaned up. I am gonna go ahead and sandblast this area right here on this case, not only to make it look better, but to make it easier on the welder as well, so they don't have to grind all this gunk off of here. Good thing we finally have a blaster that is big enough to fit stuff like this. Sandblasting it made it a little bit dull, so I took a wire wheel to it, and now it looks completely factory. I'll probably re-wire wheel it after it's welded, trying to get it to look as factory as possible. I know today was a short day. Well, not a short day in the shop, just a short video. Had a lot of weird random things to do. And of course, tearing apart that transmission took up the majority of the day because I've never done it on a Type R. Gonna wrap up today's video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out, and I'll see you boys in the next video.